for joining me, Shelly. Shelly, I saw walking around the conference, but Shelly, I have known for, 10 years?
Yes, about 10 years,
like that,
yes.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How's the world?
The world is great. The world continues to change and to evolve, and it demands that we change and evolve with it and meet the demands of our employees and team members.
See, this is why I've always been like, you're one of the most high-level, awesome HR people I know, because you're right into it. And let's get right into it. What evolutions are you talking about when you say that?
Well, I think the workforce is evolving, right? I think our parents approached work as, this is something that is legacy. Mm-hmm. You're going to be there long term, mm-hmm. your entire life. Mm-hmm. For your loyalty, mm-hmm. you will get some sort of a retirement benefit. Yeah. Things have changed, obviously, in the last 50 years. That doesn't happen anymore. The new generation, especially Gen Z and beyond, they're looking for something more than just work.
Yeah.
They want not only engagement, but they want purpose and a mission. They want to resonate with the work that they do and how it impacts their community.
How do you foster that?
I think organizations need to have a clear mission and vision, and mm-hmm. it's not just about selling widgets. Yeah. It's about how are we making the world a better place.
In fact, it can't be about selling widgets.
Right, yeah. Whereas that may have worked 20, 30 years ago, you're making money just for the sake of making money. Now, Gen Z and beyond, they want to see how the products or the services that we're putting out there is impacting the world and making the world a better place, because it's their future that it's impacting.
I totally agree with you on, I have the same perspective, and these are my words, not yours, but almost a more transactional approach to employment between employer and employee. Mm-hmm. Like, you mean nothing to me, I mean nothing to you, mm-hmm. we're doing a job, and I'll cut bait and run. And I've recently been diving into conversations with organizations re-exploring tackling that with some old school tools, for example, pensions, bringing some of that stuff back. I'd be curious to hear, when you mention, I think the workforce is evolving into a less sticky and less loyal, I think was the word you used, workforce, and your thoughts on deploying those sorts of tools?
Yeah, I think when employees and team members feel that you care about them and that you're here to take care of them or help take care of them and their families, they perform better on the job. They're much more focused on the job, and they are much more loyal in the long run. Yeah. So my view on it is, obviously prior to this I was working in for-profit. Yeah. I am now at a not-for-profit, and we do have that ability to take a step back and look at the entire employment picture, and not just the transactional nature that you're showing up today, I'm going to pay you for what you do, right? It's about why can't we do that? Why can't we expand the definition of family to include, broader family members, right? There is the California and federal definition of family, but as we know, family is much more expansive, and why can't we expand that for, say, bereavement? When you talk about 401k and retirement, especially with student loans nowadays, it's really hard, you have $1. Do you want to put that $1 in retirement and that's 30, 40 years down the road, or do you take that $1 and you pay off a student loan? That's much more immediate, right? So how do we as employers help with that?
Do you? Student loans a big kind of like buzzword. It's on a lot of people's wish list in the HR world?
Yeah, well it is, but the Secure 2.0 has allowed for that provision. We just haven't, so retirement plans haven't figured out how that transaction is going to work, right? So every $1 that you put into paying off your student loans, the proposition is Secure 2.0 is that the employer can put the employer match towards that, right? Which would be great, and then it would be, subject to the same vesting. The only thing that's missing is the employer team members' own money into that, but it went to pay off some other debt, right? So it really kind of comes down to how the large 401k providers, the record keepers, how they can make that happen from a transactional administrative standpoint. But from an employer standpoint, if it's subject to the same vesting schedule, right? You would actually get more loyalty, really, in the long run. So I look at that. I look at, where traditionally many employers, especially over the last few years, they've cut back on their employer match contribution. Mm-hmm. We've maintained ours. Then why can't we do more, right? So I would say, if we're interested in really investing in, the well-being and the retirement health in the future, employers can put more money into a 401k in the employer match, and then just put in vesting schedules, so that way they get the value in return, right?
Yeah.
Versus setting aside, like the pension plans, those are great, but they are also very, they're very complex.
Yeah.
And if you have a lot of turnover, even within your own HR team, it gets, that kind of expertise to retain on site is difficult.
Right.
So I try to say, you already have tools at your fingertips.
Yes.
Maximize those tools that you already have.
Yeah. And so when you're talking about like these kind of levers to pull, these tools at your disposal, some of the kind of, I don't want to call them free, but maybe easier, low-hanging ones, you're talking about culture, mission, you're talking about landing on the alignment of that, and then even within some of the kind of more practical tools, vesting schedules, exploring student loans, those sorts of things. What, from where HR is or where you are in HR, what's keeping you up at night?
Well, the benefit of having 2 children is that I'm exhausted, so I sleep great, okay?
Yeah, the 3 hours a night I get, I'm out like a rock.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's so much anything that keeps me up at night. It's just a matter of making sure that we in HR, that we're aligned with the business, that we understand how the business makes money and where the market is going relevant to that. Because, a lot of HR departments, they're the last to know about strategy, they're the last to know about execution, they don't really know how the business makes money.
So you have a chief of human resources title, right? And are a long-standing practitioner, and therefore believe, justifiably so, you should have a seat at that table.
Yes. Yeah, it's not even asking for a seat at the table. I'm just at that table, right? I just invite myself.
How do you fight for that? There you go.
I just invite myself.
There you go. Yeah.
I think, practically, I think it depends on the organization you're in. If they're not used to that kind of HR strategy standpoint, what you do is you make alignments with the leaders within the organization. You show them what you can do, what the value is in bringing HR in, and how you can very quickly pivot their business, solve their problems, problem children, okay? And bring other solutions to the table. Because if you can very quickly hire the talent that they need, make their employees accountable for their performance, and work out maybe some long-standing issues, you've already
brought some value.
Yeah, you've already brought value to the table, right? You've already freed them from worrying about these things. They don't have to worry about anything HR related. Then when it comes to, new vistas, new challenges, new business lines, whatever it is that they're doing, they'll bring you in, right? And as more departments see that, oh, well, why is so-and-so doing so great? Oh, well, because you have Shelly in there. Shelly's my secret sauce. Then they start bringing me in. So I always kind of come in and say, you don't have to work with me.
Yeah.
Okay, but I will go and work with the ones who want to work with me. Yeah. They'll see the value, and then you will all want to work.
For clarity, you're not talking in a consulting role. You're talking about
within
landing
HR.
At the company,
yes,
planting your flag and doing your thing. And I'm curious because I know that you have transitioned from the for-profit world to the nonprofit world. Have you noticed a difference in some of these initiative building or even knowing what the business does or how they make money type of a thing?
Yeah, I think, I've had 20 years of experience now in financial services. So bringing that to a credit union has been really great. Financial services, banking, it's all vanilla. We all offer the same products. It might be a little different from organization to organization, but they're all the same, right? But it's really a matter of tying that into the mission. And I think that's one of the reasons why credit unions have such a great value proposition. We're in the communities that we serve. We're everywhere all the time. We have a partnership with CSUN. We are there with for not only their students, but their faculty and their alumni. We're very active, and so our team members see that and see the passion that we put back into the community. They feel great about that. We've put a lot of things in place for them also that were normal things in the for-profit world that is demanded, and because we were maybe short-staffed or didn't have that expertise on the credit union side, I've kind of brought that to the table. So we've really revitalized our recruiting, but on top of that, we've built career development, right? So that way individuals can see, should they be interested, there's opportunities. They can make their own career path. There's a career path that we can outline for you, but if yours deviates a little, that's great. We encourage you to apply. So we've actually had a lot of people apply for other opportunities outside of their branches, outside of their divisions, really kind of cross-pollinating that, and then at the same time bringing in great talent that maybe is not traditionally credit union focused. I'm bringing in people from banking, from technology, people who just love what we do, right? They just love the mission that we have. They resonate with the mission first, and that's why they want to be here. And then the work that they do then has meaning because they know why they're doing it.
Yeah, I think Jim Collins is the kind of first who, then what guy, you know what I mean? And so you find good people and you plug them in and teach them and stuff. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you for being on the podcast. Thank you for being at the conference. I'll let you get to it because I know there's lots of amazing sessions out there with Shelly. It's always so great to see you.
Appreciate you.